Tonight on the South Today, the government looks to wind back some COVID-related health legislation, but some powers may remain. An employment expo with a difference in Christchurch sees job seekers donning virtual reality headsets. And a teetering tower of Jenga blocks help provide the drama in a circus comedy stage show in Dunedin. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. The government has announced it will remove 11 public health measures from the COVID-19 Public Health Response Act. However, government is not getting rid of all its abilities, with some options still up their sleeve if needed in future.
The mandates are now gone, along with 11 public health measures within the COVID-19 Public Health Response Act. Acting COVID-19 Response Minister Chris Hipkins and Tourism Minister Meka Whaitiri announcing the changes this morning. Minister Hipkins says although most of the restrictions are going this week, common sense is still necessary.
Effectively, we're leaving the door open to having those things for next winter when we could see a significant resurgence in case numbers, but we're taking most of the things that we've done previously off the table.
The revoked powers include movement restrictions beyond self-isolation requirements, like localised or national lockdowns, managed isolation and quarantine, worker vaccine mandates, vaccine passes and any sort of COVID-related border control. Jacinda Ardern says the nation seems ready to bid farewell to many restrictions.
Look, every New Zealander I think is pleased to see us coming into that new phase, as we have been for some time, of COVID management.
The New Zealand Traveller Declaration for incoming visitors will no longer be required from Thursday. But self-isolation for cases, household contacts and close contacts will be retained in the Act, as well as mask use. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Plans for a new realistic fire training resource are still on hold, even though it was scheduled to be finished last year. A business case for a new Fire and Emergency New Zealand training facility has been released. These plans were made 2 years ago as older Dunedin and Invercargill structures were condemned, with 3 other facilities planned around the country. The cost of the Dunedin site is estimated to be around $4.5 million over the next 12 years. The report shows the preferred location is this 6,000 square metre lot off Portobello Road in South Dunedin. Job seekers in Canterbury lined up today to try a variety of different jobs, all in a virtual environment. Canterbury's first ever virtual reality job expo was part of a national series aimed at attracting job seekers to new careers.
Traffic management, operating a nail gun and digging holes. These are all tasks job seekers at Canterbury's first virtual reality job expo had the opportunity to try, all in the safe environment of virtual reality. The event was run by the Ministry of Social Development and Skills VR, using virtual reality training tools. Job seekers were offered an insight into a range of careers: tourism, hospitality, construction and commercial cleaning, among others.
This is an opportunity for people to come along and see for themselves various careers and occupations that they may not have otherwise thought was possible.
Virtual reality simulates actual tasks and allows job seekers to safely experience real-world working environments that they may not be familiar with.
The real benefit to employers is that they can now assess people's skills and attributes through Skills VR that is often difficult to showcase or assess in a formal interview environment or by the job seeker's CV.
Jackson says more and more employers are using virtual reality as part of their training and onboarding for new staff. Research on VR soft skills training found it to be efficient, cost-effective and more inclusive. In Christchurch, the South Today.
The multi-million-dollar work to rebuild Tarani Beach at Otago on the Otago Peninsula is progressing well. These 2 Port Otago dredges gather and pump sand to Tarani Beach on the peninsula. The process is called sand nourishment, and engineers say it's aimed at rehabilitating the beach, which has been prone to significant erosion over the past 100 years. 3 breakwater groins have been constructed, which are expected to trap sand that's been pumped through the pipes. Work is expected to be completed by mid-December. A dog has been rescued off a cliff earlier this morning by firefighters following an overnight ordeal.
Propelling down the cliff face to reach the stranded dog. St Kilda firefighters were called out this morning after a Musselburgh resident heard barking overnight. They found the dog stranded down the cliff, so senior firefighter Scott Haynes abseiled down to rescue her. The large Mastiff type dog was growling as Haynes got to her, but after 15 minutes of bribing her with food, he was able to walk her down the cliff.
Calmed the dog down. She was distressed, and it was really a good result to get her finally out.
The dog was brought down safely and taken away by Dunedin City Council animal control officers. In Dunedin, the South Today.
3 performers with a surreal sense of humour are hoping to wow audiences at the Dunedin Arts Festival. Laser Kiwi are a troupe of 3 circus veterans bringing trickery to the Mayfair Theatre from tonight.
Building up audience expectations and knocking them down. Acrobatics, Jenga blocks and a jar of olives, this Wellington-based circus troupe have designed their latest performance around props that can fit inside a suitcase.
It's a series of sketches, little vignettes, ideas, circus tricks, comedy bits, and it's proven to be like a really freeing formula.
All 3 performers are well versed in the art of entertaining thanks to their work with the Biggest Little Circus. They say this is only the 2nd time they've put on a surrealist stage show.
I guess we developed the style in our first show, and this is our 2nd show, so we've really honed in doing ridiculous concepts on stage.
Bringing the short comic circus sketches together requires a lot of imagination, good timing and physical training. Acrobat Imogen Stone spent 8 months perfecting her Jenga handstand.
The thing that gets spooky about that skill particularly is just that you need your weight to be perfectly balanced in the centre.
The performers will be on stage at the Mayfair Theatre today and tomorrow, with circus fans able to catch a free traditional family circus show in the Octagon this Friday. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Whaiakane, still to come on the South Today. The curious tale of a Selwyn district woman and her garage freezer. And a top country musician from Mosgiel takes out a national prize as Entertainer of the Year.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life. Tuesdays, 7:30.
Labour Weekend Sale on now. My mate John's taken 25 to 75% off everything. There's over 5,000 items at half price. And my mate John.
Every day the team at Gillian supports grieving families at their time of need, from answering your questions to organising a farewell that reflects the wishes of your loved one. We can help. Call Gillian's today.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Deep in the heart of the Selwyn district, there's a woman with a curious passion, which includes using her garage and her freezer.
When Hannah Drury goes to her freezer, it's not to look for food. She's training for an international ice swimming competition being held next year in the French alpine resort of Samoa.
Pretty cold. As soon as you get in, you just want to gasp. And then secondly is getting your face in. There's so many nerve endings in your face that it's really painful.
Drury found her love for the sport after competing in New Zealand's first national ice swimming championship, held in Alexandria earlier this year.
That was my first under 5-degree swim. And I just absolutely loved it, wanted to keep going and wanted to swim further.
She expects the water temperature at the competition to be in the single digits, around 1 to 2 degrees Celsius, a temperature she is gradually getting used to. Getting warm again, however, can take time.
Not too long, maybe 10 minutes, but my feet will probably feel cold for a good half an hour or hour.
Drury will see if her dedication and effort in the freezer are enough for the competition next year. In Selwyn, the South Today.
Southern country music star Casey Dixon has taken out the top national prize at New Zealand's Country Music Association Awards.
I know you'll miss me, darling. It'll just take time. You might just...
The 27-year-old Mosgiel musician and music teacher was named Entertainer of the Year at the national competition in Auckland over the weekend. To take out the top prize, Dixon worked her way up through a series of regional competitions before performing 2 special concerts for judges in Auckland. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The government rolled back most emergency COVID public health measures, with some options still up its sleeve. Job seekers donned virtual reality goggles to try their skills at a digital job expo in Christchurch. And Dunedin Arts Festival fans have a chance to catch a show like no other as Laser Kiwi flex their circus skills. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Hi there, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
What can we expect in your paper tomorrow?
Well, private information about most of the University of Otago's 18,000 plus students was accessed in a recent data breach an investigation has shown. So that's concerning.
Very.
A looming southern dementia crisis, dementia care crisis, shows that the new Dunedin Hospital needs to have more beds rather than fewer, because there's been discussion about cuts and budgets, etc. So that has come from a local MP, has sounded that warning.
Right.
And I have some good news for you. In our fresh section, we talk about the cost of food, and that's obviously a hot topic around various
sky high, isn't it?
Various groups. So we have tasked food writer Charmian Smith to come up with some tips to show us how to shop and cook smarter and also save waste.
Brilliant. Oh, we look forward to that advice
Yeah,
and the rest in the paper.
Yeah,
Thanks, Barry.
Thank you.
And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, well, a cold front arrives on Thursday with some showers and cold winds, but it should clear and be fine for Friday before a frosty night. Heading to the top of the South Island, fine with southwesterlies up in Nelson tomorrow and a high of 19 degrees. 17 on the west coast, cloudy with light winds. In Christchurch will be windy with nor'easterlies and a high of 14 degrees. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago now. Fine with afternoon nor'easterlies and 15 degrees right through here tomorrow for Ashburton, Timaru and Uamuru with a bit of cloud. Westwards now to the Central Lakes. Fine with westerlies through here tomorrow. Highs of 17 for Wanaka and Queenstown and a touch warmer with 18 in Alex. Heading further south, fresh westerlies and showers for Balclutha up to 14, while in the Catlins it's looking cloudy with those winds and 14 degrees, as the same in Gore. Now down to the deep south. Cloudy with strong westerlies tonight in Invercargill, down to 7 degrees. Mostly cloudy tomorrow and Thursday with showers at times, along with fresh gusty southwest winds, 13 on Wednesday and 11 the next day. And lastly, heading to Dunedin. Fine with southwest winds and a low of 7 overnight. Tomorrow will be cloudy and cool with brief showers at night, up to 15 is the high. Thursday, well, dry first up, then late showers with strong cold southwesterlies and another 15-degree day. And that's the news this Tuesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite a pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.